Hello guys. So are you planning to appear in the RBI Grade B 2023 examination? Then you must be worried about the current affairs because current affairs are a very important part of this examination. So here is this video in which I'm going to discuss with you the strategy for the preparation of current affairs for 2023 RBI Grade B examination. So in this video, I will be decoding for you why you need to prepare current affairs, when do you need to start, and what actually you need to prepare in current affairs. So basically I'll sum up the strategy for you and put you in the right direction to cover current affairs. Okay. So before we move on, I request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do not forget to do it if you haven't done it yet. A lot of videos will be provided on our channel which will be helpful for not only RBI Grade B but also NABARD Grade A and SEBI Grade A. ठीक है, तो चलो फिर. First of all, I want to talk about why. Because see, you should have the clarity in mind that when I am preparing current affairs, बहुत important है current affairs, this you know. But why is it important that you should also know? The why is here in front of you guys. RBI examination phase 1 is of 200 marks. Out of those 200, GA section is of 80 marks. So this GA section holds high weightage, very high weightage in the phase 1 part, and this is entirely dependent on current affairs. So 80 marks, these are the ones that you need to get. Secondly, then not only in phase 1 but in phase 2, current affairs play a very important role. How? See, there are 3 papers: ESI, FM and descriptive English. So ESI is heavily oriented towards current affairs, be it objective part, be it descriptive part. Okay, objective where you have to mark the MCQs, or descriptive where you have to write. Both will be dependent on current affairs. So 70 to 75 marks out of 100 are devoted to current affairs in the ESI paper. Coming to FM, there static plays major role there, but still current affairs for 20 to 25 marks are asked both in objective and descriptive part. Then also in descriptive English, let me tell you, there is no direct question on current affairs, but there is this essay that you have to write, right? ये वाला right. I wanted to say ये लिखना है आपको. So this essay, obviously, usually it is on the current context, or even if it is not, if you add the current context there, these 15 marks I have given weightage here because these are very crucial in the essay writing part. So this is the overall weightage of current affairs, and I'm not talking about the interview phase right now because let's talk about phase 1, phase 2 first. When you clear phase 2 and you have the appropriate knowledge of the syllabus and the current affairs, we will be there to guide you for your interview also. And let me tell you, there also current affairs are going to play a very important role. Okay, so moving forward, now the question is that when shall I start? I know that current affairs are important. Why do I need to do it? But when shall I start? So let me tell you, there is a start button for current affairs preparation, but there is no stop button. Why? Because as I told you that not only in phase 1, not only in phase 2, up till your interview, you have to prepare current affairs. So you never stop reading current affairs until you get selected in RBI. So now when do you need to push the start button? वो मैं आपको बताने वाली हूँ. आ जाओ फिर. I have prepared this PPT for you to make it more clear so that it sits in your mind, it is impressed कि हाँ, this is what I need to prepare, how I need to prepare. ठीक है? So this I have already told you. We will try to provide you a roadmap to prepare current affairs, guys, for the phase 1 and phase 2 in an integrated manner, because you have to understand that there is no exclusive preparation of current affairs for phase 1 and then for phase 2. थोड़ा सा है, that I'll tell you in end, but majorly these ESI current affairs, FM current affairs that you're gonna prepare will be asked in phase 1 also. ठीक है? I'm sorry. Moving forward. So guys, see, I have divided current affairs for you in 3 different sets so that you understand well. तो पहला क्या है? Reports and indices. Second is government schemes. Third is ESI in news plus finance in news. So three sets for you. Now, reports and indices from previous 9 months before the examination date are relevant, right? Now, if 9 months you feel that, you know, if you're watching this video at that time where 9 months you do not have to prepare, then you have to restrict this and keep it 6 months. But please do not go with less than 6 months of preparation in your RBI examination. I am telling you this, right? Similarly, government schemes of previous 9 months before the examination date you have to prepare. Examination date, not the notification date. right? So this you'll prepare for 9 months, and the news which are related to the syllabus of ESI, syllabus of finance, they are from 6 months before the examination date are to be covered. So these are the three things you will cover. And when will you start? I have told you that at this point of time, when you have around 1 year for the next exam, then preparation of current affairs is not the right thing as of now. What you should do, on the other hand, additional thing that I'll tell you in the end, but for the preparation terms, you should focus on your static part, your FM static, ESI static, descriptive writing, that you should focus on. When you are done with that, then start with the current affairs, because as I've told you, static part, you'll press the start button and then stop the button, right? Because static ho gaya, now I need to move on to current affairs. But when you start the current affairs, you'll never stop it till your selection. So as of now, it's not relevant, but if you are watching this video, which is nearly in these months of your before your examination, go with them. Even if you have less time, let's say you just have 2-3 months before the examination, then you'll have to pull yourself a lot and then cover these things. Okay? But we are now discussing about the right thing to do. So abhi, as of now, you will not do this, but when once your static part is covered, you will start these, right? So these are about the 3 things that you have to cover, but this is just when, right? This is not the right strategy, because when I say, or others say ki you have to cover reports, indices, government schemes, ESI finance news, what to cover in that? That is the major question, right? So that I'll discuss with you now. So what you need to prepare is here in front of you. I'll decode each and every step, these 3 in front of you. Then I'll also tell you the exclusive GA that you have to prepare only for phase 1. Right, because all this that you are reading, reports, indices, government schemes, ESI finance news, is relevant for your phase 2 as well as phase 1. Okay, but what you will be covering only for phase 1, a chotu sa little part that will be relevant only for phase 1 only. Okay, so let's go with this. So pehle let's talk about reports and indices. So guys, reports and indices by the important bodies which are related to the syllabus topics. So that's why it's important that you cover your static part first. See, I know that the syllabus topics are related to health. There are topics in your syllabus like health, education is there. Then there is poverty alleviation. Then there is employment generation, skill development, right? Gender issues. So all those things are relevant for your reports also. So the topics, you should be able to map any report with your syllabus. If it does not map with your syllabus topic, that means it's not relevant for you. Secondly, you have to keep in mind, you have to cover the important bodies, international as well as national. Now what are important bodies? Again, the bodies that are related to your syllabus: IMF, World Bank, WTO, UNCTAD, Niti Aayog, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education. So these you will cover, the reports released by them. And in the reports also, you have to focus on these dimensions. Why am I saying only these dimensions? Why not to cover full report 600 page ka? Padh lo baith ke na, padh sakte ho. Padh lo. It will not be relevant for the examination. Why? Because they are interested to know only few things from you which are relevant for the examination, which are relevant to the syllabus, which are released by the report, who released it, rank of India, top ranker nation, what were the parameters of ranking, major findings in the report, and if any committee that was associated with it. I request you to watch the previous year questions first, so that you can see, you can validate what I am telling you here. Then you will thank me. वो पढ़ते हुए ना, you will thank me कि अच्छा मैम ने सही बताया था. So take a screenshot of it if you want, right? Or I'll make the PDF available. आप देख लेना बाद में, ठीक है? तो 9 months is the timeline, and all these things will cover in reports and indices. Moving on to government schemes, guys. This is the second set, as I said. So government schemes में 9 months is the timeline again. If you have very less time, if you feel you'll not be able to revise if you cover, then compress it to 6 months, but not less than that. Now, the newly released schemes in previous 9 months before the examination, or even the old ones that were in news. Abhi, this is difficult because you can cover the new schemes, but how to trace that old schemes were in news? So for that, you have to refer to a good source, right? Like for example, if you refer to some schemes document or current affairs magazine, you'll have to make a link between them, right? Either current affairs magazine hai, let's say if you refer any magazine, or either hai schemes doc. Usually people do this. So they'll have to relate कि अच्छा this was mentioned scheme यहाँ पे, तो cover it from there. On the other hand, what we at EduTap in our course, we provide a document called Schemes Tap by EduTap, right? तो इसमें ना it is a monthly document which is provided to you guys for the coverage of these schemes that were old or new, but they were in news. So we cover on a monthly basis, and if you have the course, if you want to refer, so directly you open the schemes tab and cover for 9 months. That means 9 documents and you are done for the schemes. I can tell you that no scheme out of the schemes tab has been ever asked in the examination. Why am I saying this? Because this is the trend we have observed. All the questions can be traced back there, right? But here also, let's say you don't have this document, or if you want to know okay, which schemes are relevant, so the most important schemes are the ones which are related to your syllabus. Again, the syllabus comes into picture again, and that also of ESI. Apart from that, the finance to hai hi, the Ministry of Finance, ESI, the Economics and Social Issues, Health Ministry, Education Ministry, Social Justice Ministry, Skill Development Ministry, Labor Employment Ministry. So these ministries are important. So your syllabus is your guiding light. You have to keep your syllabus intact with you whenever you cover anything. So what dimensions to be covered? Ministry, launch year, funding, budget allocation, objectives of the scheme, target beneficiary of the scheme. If it was in news and it is related to some state, then you have to know that state also. What happens is sometimes a state scheme is in news a lot. जैसे कि for example, if I can recall, Raitu Bandhu scheme was in news a lot because it was a very good initiative. So which state has released it? What is the scheme about? What is the current development related to it? So again, take a screenshot or you have to write it down somewhere, because these are the very important things I'm telling you. These are like the gold mine of the information that you are getting. Otherwise you'll end up covering every scheme, and in paper you will be like, I could not recall the scheme, पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गया पेपर, बड़ा मुश्किल पेपर था. So to avoid all those things, focus here. Okay, moving on to ESI news and finance in news, the last set. So here 6 months. Abhi if you say ma'am I cannot cover for 6 months, so I'll say please do for 5 months. But not less than that, because this is very important, and it is not only relevant for your phase 1 but also phase 2. So phase 1 plus phase 2, you are covering 2 phases. Bhaiya, this is not easy. So cover it please. Now, what will you cover in ESI and finance? Now, see, I have the syllabus in mind, so I can tell you that this initiative of the government is important. This summit of the government is important. But if you also have the syllabus, then you can also do that. So I do not have some SE knowledge that I cannot give you. So I'm just telling you कि आपको भी syllabus होना चाहिए आपके पास में, and then you can see. All in all, the things that you have to cover are summits, conferences, events by the government, the international organizations के साथ में partnership, MOUs, agreements, then the setups like hubs, parks, initiatives, or the launches by the government, जैसे कि body, if they have any launch new, any course government launches, sometimes they launch some certification projects, that's a big one by the government, so you have to cover projects, infrastructure, as in कहीं पे कुछ नया infrastructure बनाया है, that you have to cover. For finance, so news by RBI, news by SEBI are important. Committees and recommendations by RBI, SEBI bodies they have set up. RBI ka notifications, reports and press releases. Very important for FM paper of phase 2. And of course, they are also relevant for phase 1 mein, because they also broadly form a part of general awareness. Then mergers of the banks, applications that are launched by the bank, digital banking chal raha hai na, initiatives and milestones if have been launched. Koi bade initiatives launch karte hain public sector banks, so those you have to cover. So these are the things that you need to cover from previous 6 months. So with this, what we have covered is we have covered everything for phase 2. But there is something left for phase 1, as I said in initial part of my video itself. So what do you need to do that extra for phase 1? That I'm going to tell you now, so that you thank me video के बाद में, ठीक है? तो देखो, 80 marks का GA है आपका phase 1. It is divided into 2 sets, static GA and current GA. Static GA is your national parks, your stadiums, wildlife sanctuaries, airports, the things that have not changed. So 10 to 15 marks we can give weightage to them, or capital of any country, currency of any country, वो हो जाता है. And 65 to 70 marks we can say current है. तो current में report schemes पढ़ लिया, is relevant for phase 2 तो पूरा, but for phase 1 also. ESI finance current affairs पढ़ लिया, relevant for both. So rest these things, phase 1 only GA 20 marks ka is the one which is not related to your syllabus. That means you have to do the rectification of those things, and it won't come in phase 2 also. It is only for phase 1. So that I'm going to tell you what you need to do here. अच्छा, इस पार्ट में आई वांट टू गिव यू अ छोटा सा इंफॉर्मेशन गाइस, दैट दिस स्टैटिक जीए इज आल्सो रिलेटेड टू करंट जीए. You, if you prepare a current affairs magazine really well, it will cover the static part also. For example, there is new appointment of the president of some country. Okay, the currency of that country, the capital of country will be covered there. For example, EduTap has a current affairs magazine, right? So that magazine is provided on a weekly and then monthly basis. We cover both the things for you so that you don't have to go and cover static GS separately. All the questions are pertaining to somewhere related to current part only. Okay? So this is what you need to choose the right source for you, right? तो अभी चलते हैं फिर phase 1 इस part पे. What is that exclusive part? So exclusive part is this guys, इसका तो screenshot बनता है. So books and authors, sports events, their winners, losers, what was the location, partnership of the government, this we have discussed, again will come here. Theme of the days that were celebrated, National Youth Day, Girl Child Day, ऐसे their theme. Science and tech in news, something has been done by DRDO, ISRO, etc. Persons when in news, awards, appointments, obituaries of the important people. Summits, conferences again will be relevant here. Defense exercises, military exercises of our country with other countries. If there is some new cyclone that was in news which has wreaked havoc, they will probably, examiner will want to know that if you know that or not. Fair famous awards, Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, setups, hubs, parks, relevant for phase 2 also. Milestones and government bodies or launches or projects. So these are the things that you need to cover. Iska timeline would be 3 to 4 months before the examination. Yes, so a current affairs magazine ideally should cover your ESI in news, finance in news, and your GA part. So in our magazine it is already there. If you are referring to some other magazine, let's say, then please keep in your syllabus handy. Please keep your previous year questions handy, because let's say you're referring to a magazine which is of UPSC, for the preparation of UPSC civil services examination. Then the orientation will be different, because the type of questions they ask RBI people will not be asked there. So that magazine is not doing something wrong, but they are covering something relevant for UPSC. So you are missing out what is relevant for RBI. However, if you cover some banking magazine, so they will cover this part probably really well, but they miss out on the ESI news, finance news. So that you have to seek really well कि आप क्या refer कर रहे हो. I have tried to give you the knowledge, whatever is required. I really hope you found that useful. तो अभी हो गया? नहीं. We have something more for you. As I told you, an additional tip in the initial part of the video. So I have told you schemes, reports, exclusive GA current affairs you will prepare. But what about newspapers? वो कौन पढ़ेगा? तो see, if you are covering all the things that I've told you, you have chosen your sources and then referring to them wisely, covering them, revising them, then there is no special need to cover current affairs. However, if you have time, if you can sneak out time, then do refer to newspapers for the editorial part. Because see, the knowledge will be given by the magazines, the sources you will be covering. But the opinion will be developed through newspapers. Opinion or understanding, I would say. So this will also help you in your English part also. वो जो writing part है ना, that will be better. So you can refer to any of these newspapers. अभी तो I would suggest you to go to some online subscription. Wherever you are sitting, wherever you are traveling, whatever you're doing, you can refer to the editorial part. So that will really help you. ठीक है? Apart from that, there is no need to separately cover newspapers every day making notes, because that is an exercise which is very time taking and also will take a toll on you, because you have to sit and filter out everything and write down. ठीक है? So I think with this I'll wind up my video. I hope that why, when, what are very clear to you. Now I wish that you are able to do this. Wow, in your examination. We will be really happy with that. And also if you found this video wow, to mention in the comments wow करके जरूर लिखना. I'll be thankful to you for that. And if you also have any query, तो post कर दीजिए. For few days we'll be active and we'll be replying to your comments. ठीक है? Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Wish you all the very best. Drop us an email at hello@edutap.co.in for any concerns, any queries that you have. Right? Bye bye.